was jamming.
Yeah, I was jamming as well.
Oh, yeah,
Hello, Andy. And hello to the viewers as well.
Oh, it's so good to see everybody.
Morning.
How are you all?
Good.
You good?
All right. Woo, look at the comments. They're going crazy.
Oh, holy crap. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. This is the Security Breach interview stream. Welcome, everybody. I've got some lovely guests today from the amazing game Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, obviously. Should we do a roll call for everybody to say hello?
Yeah.
Do it.
Who wants to go first? Who's on the pedestal?
Oh. I thought you were going to, say everybody's name. What, you want to say your own name?
You can introduce yourself if you want. I thought that would be more exciting.
I'll go. You ready?
Okay.
Everybody ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Up? What's up? My name's Andy Field. I'm the voice of Hand Unit and Tutorial Unit and DreadUnit, which is all really the same character. But DreadUnit in the game we're talking about here today. What's up?
Hello, Andy. Again, 6 years ago, the last time we spoke, I think.
6 in person.
6?
Yeah.
Yeah. 6 years.
That's
Since
crazy.
sister location as well, which is crazy. So yeah, talking about sister location, we're back with Heather Masters. So hello, Heather.
Hello. It's so cool to be with you again. Very good. 6 years later.
Yeah, I don't think it has been 6 years since we spoke. I did the
Not
FNAF
quite.
show, which was like 2018, so technically like 4 years ago. But the first ever interviews were 6 years ago, so we'll just pretend. So who do you play as in Security Breach, Heather?
So I play Glamrock, Chica, and
Awesome. So next we've got Marta. So hello, Marta.
Hello.
First time
Nice
we
to-
spoke as well. It's
Right?
crazy.
Very first time. I keep meeting everybody on these streams. Like, it's crazy.
So it's pretty obvious, but I'm asking who you play as, right? But it's got your name and who you play as right next to it. So
Yeah.
what
Well, I
am
can
doing?
say it anyway.
Yeah.
Why not? Let's just keep the trend going, right? So,
Yeah.
hi, everyone. I'm Marta. I play Roxanne, Wolf, Gregory, and Vanny in Security Breach, and I'm a newcomer to the franchise.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited to be part of it.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And finally, we have Cameron. Hello, Cameron.
Hello.
So
Hello.
who do you play as?
Just one character. I'm like everybody else. Monty, Gator, the green guy.
Yeah, Monty.
Hey,
Woo!
don't say just one, man. Just one is I've got just one, man. That's and Monty Gator is the bomb.
Exactly.
So badass.
Oh, well, thank you.
Awesome. But lovely.
He kills me every time I play.
Yeah. Oh, the boss fight for Monty's crazy, man. Holy crap. Can I just say you've all done an amazing job with the voices in Security Breach and the past games as well. And again, a massive welcome to Marta and Cameron to the FNAF fan base.
Thank you.
Welcome.
You know what? It's been so amazing with everybody being so welcoming and so engaged. It's just been so cool.
Awesome. And welcome back to Heather and Andy, of course. Damn. Okay, so I'm going to give the first question to Marta and Cameron. So, first question. What was it like joining the fandom of FNAF, and how does it feel being a part of it?
Man, it's crazy. And I feel bad too because I'll have people that's like, "Oh, will you say happy birthday to someone?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'll do it." And then I just have to apologize to one person because I kind of let it slip. So may I say happy birthday to someone real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Luna, I know your birthday was like in April. I'm sorry. I would like to say happy birthday to Luna. And that's from Amadeus. I apologize, but I'll remember for next April. How about that?
Happy birthday, Luna. There you go. What about you, Marta?
Yeah, no, it was it was a bit of a, I mean, I was warned by Ray that like people are really intense, and it's not like I wasn't aware of the franchise before. I was quite aware, and I kind of drifted away from it and then came back to it. But he was like, yeah, no, people are really very engaged and active, and I I guess was extraordinarily lucky that people loved, especially Roxanne, so much. And everybody's just been amazing. But yeah, it was a bit of like a tidal wave onto my Twitter account. Like, oh my God. And just trying to sort of, reciprocate the love. That's like super important to me to like make sure like, yes, I appreciate all of this. Like I'm not taking it for granted because everybody's been amazing. So yeah, it's just been like, it's been an amazing journey so far.
Yeah, so far. So Heather and Andy, pretty much the same question. How does it feel coming back to another FNAF game?
Did you just point to me, Andy?
I did. I was letting you go first.
Well, like Marta said, I've been able to be in this franchise for what we said, like 6 years now. And obviously, FNAF fans, I don't know another fan base that are like FNAF fans. I just really don't. And I'm so floored all the time. And from the first time that we went to a convention where when we went in the room, they escorted us in the room and it was this big, huge room filled with all these people. And I was like, oh crap, they haven't released from the last, screen.
Right. Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, we're gonna have to wait for all these people to exit. And then all of a sudden they were like, come on up. And I was like,
that was insane.
It's bizarre. Yeah. And so, yes. So I love these games. I love working with Scott and everyone at Steel Wool. And so to be able to come back and to be able to be different people, but still part of the same family, come on. Who gets to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. It's basically like what's his name? I don't even know. Like Captain America coming back to Marvel to play a different hero or supervillain or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same. It's 6 years of this, and it's I know voice actors that have been voice actors for 30 years, and they just haven't. And most of us get into it with the expectation that I'm going to make a little money doing this. I'm going to do some things, but there's not going to be anything. People ask all the time, what have I heard you in? And, typically the answer would be, I don't know. Have you done any e-learning for preventing sexual harassment or something like that? But then you get to do something like this. And oh my gosh, the fandom is fantastic. And I've been to several dozen conventions. And sometimes you go to one like the one we were in Sacramento, where there's 600 people in an auditorium, standing room only, cheering. And sometimes you go to this little bitty convention in the middle of nowhere. I went to Comic Conway in Conway, Arkansas. That's a suburb of Little Rock. And I saw the same kids all day, every day. There weren't but 200 or 300 people there at the whole convention. And to meet these kids from these small rural communities who were also fans of Five Nights at Freddy's is just like, the $1,000 cosplayers in Atlanta or Sacramento or New York or whatever. And it's so cool. It's everywhere, and it's every country. I got Mexican fans that I talked to in Spanish, and I was supposed to go to a Brazilian convention this year. Wow. The Brazilians, I think half my Twitter followers are angsty Brazilian teens, and it's just and people keep saying, well, FNAF, it's not even cool anymore. It's losing popularity. Man, there are 6-year-old Five Nights at Freddy's fans out there. The franchise is older than 6 years. It just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And you meet 24-year-olds who are like, yeah, well, I quit thinking it was cool about 6 years ago, but I'm back. I'm nostalgic about it. And it's just, it's one of those things that's just sticking around and everybody loves. And it's kind of wholesome.
Yeah.
What's crazy? I just wanted to add to that with like fans. You never know who's going to be a FNAF fan. But they're going to be really intense, because what happened to me just a few weeks ago, I was in like a really trendy central London restaurant with some friends, and I'm like talking, and all of a sudden like a napkin drops like just like this next to me on the table. I'm like, what? And this like 40-something-year-old waiter was like, oh my god, are you Marta? Oh my god, I'm such a FNAF fan.
Wow.
Can you sign the napkin?
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
I don't think I've been recognized in the wild, but my UPS driver yesterday, I found out, is like 24, and he's a Five Nights at Freddy's fan. Well, I had to meet him in town today to get my prints for the autograph session because they weren't going to be here on time.
Oh, yeah. Talking about the prints, by the way, if any of you guys want to purchase any prints for signings later, I know me, Heather, and Andy. Just me, Heather, and Andy later.
I will be there.
And Cameron.
Yes.
Are going to be there later after this stream, signing some prints for you guys if you purchased any. And I think Marta's doing one. Do you know when you're doing another?
The 2nd of August. I
2nd of
sadly
August.
can't join you guys because I got to travel up to Scotland. But you know.
I was in Scotland this weekend.
What?
Last weekend.
Wow.
I was in Scotland last weekend.
Was you?
Yeah, I was over in Glasgow. Where were you?
I was in Edinburgh, but I went to Glasgow for a night. So that's crazy. We've got to meet at some point. I think.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking about doing the next season of the FNAF show, right? That everybody keeps asking about because, you know, when a new game comes out, everybody's like, oh, new voice actors, you need to interview them like in a proper video. But I really want to like do the interviews like in person instead of on calls and stuff. So
yeah,
if you live in the UK, we'll do something. But yeah, I still haven't met Heather, Andy, and I want to meet Cameron as well in person too. So we'll have to talk privately.
You need to do a US tour.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
I'm tell you what. Yeah, you come hook up with me. We'll get in the RV and we'll go around. You can do your show from the RV.
Or maybe like in a future convention, if you're all together in one convention, we could do something there if I come over or something.
Yes, but I mean, if it's the RV, okay, you need to like put like a giant Daco face on the outside, so you make sure you gotta spruce it up. It's got to be like a tour bus.
You got to pick a good face, though.
Yeah, I've considered a big Andy Field thing on the back. You're following the mobile studio of Andy Field.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, right, let's get to another question. So we've got some individual questions now. So the first one goes to Heather. What's it like being a new character instead of Circus Baby?
You know what? Okay. So I really love Circus Baby. Like, she means a lot to me on so many levels, and she's so deep and, you know, whatever. And so it was really cool to be able to come in and play someone who's just fun and maybe a little bit less complex. And, you know, Chica is, come on. And also, I really jive with Chica because the whole pizza and food obsession, that's bro, right? I definitely have, and for pizza, for real, pizza is, if there's pizza in the room, I am going to eat half of it. Maybe not in front of you because I'm cool like that, but when you leave, it's gonna happen. It's just true. And so anyway, so for like her pizza stuff, I'm like, feel your pain. So I love her. She was super fun, and I love that I was able, they let me play with it, which is also really cool. You know, sometimes when you're in a session, they have very specific, and they will like tell you, say it like this or whatever. And so whenever they just be like, what do you think? You know, I love that. That's so fun. So they let me play. That was awesome.
That's awesome. And
then Vanessa's really great just because she's my, like, you know, yelling at kids. I'm a mom. So she's me yelling at kids. Just came really naturally.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, Andy, you're next. How does it feel basically being the new phone guy of FNAF? Yeah, phone guy, basically. You're literally in every game now.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've been in 5 games now, which is, back when I first got in it, we were like, well, you know, Chris McCullough's been in 3 games, and this person's been in 3 games, and you know, just never even knowing that there were 4 more games to come. So, yeah, so the phone guy in the first 4 games, or the first couple of games, was it's the person that tells you what to do. But Scott's been so brilliant to insert that. You know, it's not just like, here's how to play the video game, but it's including it in the story. And so it was just brilliant the way they've inserted the guide character.
Yeah.
You know, there's always a guide character in video games, a wizard that gives you hints and things like that. And so it's cool being the guide character, and it's cool seeing how that's evolved into you know, the intercom voice of the Pizza Plex, you know, that's always, you know, welcome and it's time to go, you know, it's, you know, and so I've got a friend that owns a haunted park here where I live, and I'm the voice of, you know, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. That guy at the end of the night that tells everybody to leave the park. Yeah. Which is, you know, pretty cool. But it's fun being the person that is serious. Mm-hmm. And then in that deadpan serious voice says things that are absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. You know, which is just, it's so much fun, you know, to, you know, welcome to the first day of your exciting new career where we promise intrigue and endless janitorial opportunities, you know, and it's just, we just keep going as if that was not even a joke. It's just brilliantly written content, and I love it.
Yeah. Did you both think you'd still be doing voices for FNAF like 6 years ago?
You know, it just doesn't even occur to you to look that far forward, I think. And
I know.
You know, to say, you know, I think it's the same with you with the FNAF thing. It's like, man, you're still going. People are still liking this stuff, right? Yeah. And it's just, it's amazing the longevity that this thing has had, and now I know we'll continue to have, because you go to Comic Cons and there's people that are just lining up to see people from their fandoms from the 90s, you know, people who played the Power Rangers in the late 90s. They're huge Comic Con guests because their fans are now 30, you know, and 40 and want to see them. And so, you know, we're in love with the things from our childhood, and the older we get, the more nostalgic we get about them. That's why I like Star Wars so much. Not the new ones.
Oh,
you're gonna get hate mail now, Andy.
Nah, the new ones are fine. They're fine.
Yeah, so talking about like the future and stuff then, what are your thoughts about the movie? The FNAF movie?
Can you give us an update on that? Like, what's the newest, you know, word on this?
Well, it's complicated. it was announced like 7 years ago, right? Yeah. And we're slowly getting trickles of like, oh, it's coming soon, but we haven't really got much about it yet. I was just meant like on about like is it longevity? Longevity, not longevity. Of FNAF, because I just feel like I don't see a point to when it's going to actually stop, if that makes sense. Because I feel like the movie's going to bring it back up again, and there's probably going to be some games based around the movie and stuff. And Security Breach, the DLC, was announced a couple of months ago as well. So pretty exciting stuff. So yeah, we might see you guys again in the DLC, maybe in the future.
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, I want to be in the movie too.
Yeah,
come on. I want to be in the movie.
I want to be in the movie.
I would play.
We all need to be in the movie.
I'd be happy to play the bus driver or something. I don't.
We need our cameos in the movie. Come on, guys.
Starring Andy Field as Man in Store. That would be fine. That would be fine.
I'm happy to do stunts too. I'll do stunts. Yeah. Let's go.
Me too, as well. Just in the background, just doing nothing, really awkwardly.
I will do stunts that don't require anything using your back.
Okay, got it.
Plenty.
Do stuntmen walk? I can walk.
Sometimes.
No, I'd be happy to be an extra. That would be
fantastic.
That's a good idea, actually. Just have all the voice actors as cameos and stuff.
Yeah, and all the YouTubers too.
Yeah.
This would be every fan in the movie theater for the whole 2 hours.
That's me!
That was Doggo! Did you say that was Doggo? Rewind it.
If I was sorry.
Go ahead, sorry.
If I was an extra, like, I'd bring all my friends to the movie. But look, there I am. I'm in the corner. Have you watched Monsters, Inc., where it's just Mike Wazowski covered by the logo? Yeah. That's how I'd feel. That's me for a brief second. I'm in the FNAF movie.
I did stuff as an extra, and that was literally me. Like, look at that blurred out blob in the background in the pink shirt. That's me. It's me.
I have a blurry screenshot of Avengers Endgame that I was in.
Oh,
and it's so blurry that I had to put an arrow on it to point at me. I was there 3 days in the July heat in Georgia, and that's what I got was that one blur in the background. There's me.
Hey, but that's pretty cool though.
It's cool. It's the biggest movie in history. It was awesome.
You were in the biggest movie ever.
Yeah, and it was neat. It was cool.
Not many people can say that.
Right. It was worth doing.
We'll all be saying it when the FNAF movie's out because that's going to be the biggest movie ever, right?
That's right.
That's why we need to be in it.
Exactly.
Right.
Scott, if you're watching, you know what to do. So this one goes to Marta and Heather. How does it feel voicing multiple characters in Security Breach?
Heather, you want to go first?
Sure. I feel like I have like 100 different people in my head just on a daily basis. And so, you know, it's fun to be able to get a few of them out in different avenues. So, yeah, the more characters, the more fun you have, right?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I mean, for me, it was a bit of I was a bit terrified of the challenge, to be honest, especially when Vanny was added to the mix, because originally I was a cast for Roxanne and Gregory, because you have to, they all talk to each other, so they have to sound really different or it wasn't going to work. And I'm more of a sort of naturalistic actor, so I had to sort of stretch into parts that I haven't really done that much work in, or techniques. And but you know, it worked out. So that was kind of the amazing experience, like got out on the other side of that challenge and be like, yeah, I did it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so it's been really cool.
Yeah, did you guys knock all that out in one day? Like, did you focus on one character for one day, or how does that work? You know what I mean?
I mean, for me, it was, we kind of did all of the lines for, I mean, it was multiple sessions. We had quite a few sessions, actually, recorded right here. This is my booth right here off camera. And yeah, we kind of went through Gregory first because it was by far the most lines, obviously. And then one session, you were like, okay, we're done with Gregory now. And then going to Roxanne. So I'm like, I'm going to need a minute. Right? And then the next time it was, okay, now we're just done with Roxanne. Now we're going to Vanny. And I'm like, okay, still, again, need to shift around, but it wasn't as drastic a shift.
Yeah. But I find that really difficult just to switch like voices like that, you know?
But the voice comes after. That's the thing. Like, you think of the character, you think of, that's how I approach it. It's like I think of the character and sort of their state and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to bore you with like acting theory or whatever, but like that's what happens. And sort of I try to sort of live in that state, and then what voice comes out is secondary to that. And I find that that's a lot more effective than like trying to put on a voice and then make it fit like backwards.
Cameron, what about you? How was it voicing Monty?
You know, it was it was great. I was nervous that first day because I was, you know, running late, and so I had to get out of the Uber and run, you know, the rest of the 2 blocks to the studio. So I'm pouring sweat and I'm nervous. The tech isn't working. I forgot the script, so you know everything was just going bad. And so I'm looking at my phone, and the woman in the booth keeps saying, you know, sit down and do the voice. And I was thinking, you know, this doesn't sound right. I think I kind of want to stand for this. Yeah. And so, you know, I just had to woosah for a couple of minutes, get it in there. And like everyone was nice, Scott, and everyone, you know, kind of let the nerves go. Then once, you know, the nerves were gone, I was able to get into it. And it was great. Monty's voice is a little scratchy. I mean, 10, 15 minutes in, it was hard to talk. But lot of
yeah,
takes its toll. So yeah, it was fun. It was great. It's just a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
So Scott Cawthon commented in the chat, "Don't worry, Lewis, I have it all worked out," probably referring to the movie. And then everybody went nuts, and then now the message is deleted. So was it the real Scott Cawthon?
Oh no, it was probably a fake if it got deleted.
Who knows?
The real Scott has like a little like symbol next to his name.
Yeah, they've got that, but of course so would a faker. But I don't know if you can type in Scott Cawthon or if that's your YouTube username or whatever. I think it's your. I don't know. Anyway, it certainly was fun.
Is it Scott Cawthon or is it Scott Cawthon?
I say Cawthon.
Cawthon.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry. name wrong all along.
Yes.
It's not.
Coffin.
Is it Coffin?
I think it's
don't
Coffin.
know. I think it's Coffin.
You did a interview with him, Daco.
Yeah, it's Coffin. Yeah, he would have corrected me. Yeah, he would have corrected me if I got it wrong.
I don't think he would have. I think he's that nice.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. There was something on the interview. I asked people wanted to know his birthday, and he said February 31st, I'm pretty sure. And I believed him, and I didn't realise.
Yeah, one time I emailed him and I said, "Hey, happy birthday, man!" And it was based on what everybody on Twitter was saying. And he emailed me back and said, "Thanks, but it's not my birthday." And so, hey, I accidentally texted him a couple of years ago. I was going somewhere and I was going to take an Uber, and I wanted one of my friends to drive me, who's an Uber driver, and his name is Scott Caldwell. And so I just went to my phone and said, "Text Scott Caldwell." Well, my phone pulled up Scott Cawthon. And I was like, "Hey, are you driving for Uber tonight?" And then I realized what I'd done. I was like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry. I meant to text my friend Scott Caldwell." And he texted me back and he said, "You've got the wrong number. This is Scoot Carhorn."
Oh man. Scott's probably used to it. I know a lot of like articles and stuff sometimes call him Scott Cawthorn, like Thorn. So sorry, Scott. Another one for Cameron. A lot of people are asking your opinion on Glamrock Bonnie.
My opinion.
Your opinion on Bonnie.
Is this like some secret?
Yeah. Basically, right. There's a theory going around that you murdered a character called Glamrock Bonnie and replaced him.
Here's because of some sort of jealousy.
Jealousy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I get that question a lot. I don't see Gator as a murderer, guys. I just think he's just misunderstood. I don't think he would have killed Monty. You know, he just white pants and no shirt. You know, that's his thing. That's it. He doesn't have any reason to be jealous of Monty. He has a six-pack. You know?
I feel like Gregory is the murderer. Security breach.
Oh, we're going into theory talk now. We'll save that for later.
Not even theory. It's just like he dismantled so many animatronics.
Yeah, he did, to be fair. What were your reactions when you got the roles? You were very happy.
We were, yes.
Well, I always say, like, I was super happy, but also it was my first time voicing a child, and I was pacing up and down my apartment for 2 days thinking, am I going to do this audition? I'm just going to write back like, no, I'm just going to do Roxy. No, am I going to do it? No. And then I was like, just do it. And then I got it. I'm like, oh, no, I'm going to have to do it.
Yeah.
Like terrified, but it was great. Like happy, but
yeah. Different emotions.
That is so true, because sometimes you work yourself so much up for an audition and you're like, okay, I can do this. And you like practice so hard for the audition. And then if you actually get it, you're like, crap, now I have to like do it for real. Like a whole big shebang.
The whole thing and all the emotions and all the whispers and the screams and I'm like, just,
right.
Just pray to the old gods and the new. I hope somebody listens.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, man, I got the part, and then I'm thinking, okay, what can I do for the real thing? It's like, wait a minute, don't do anything different. Just do what you did in the auditions. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Maybe I should do a different scruggly voice or something. It's like, no, wait a minute. Don't change anything. Just do what you did in the audition.
Yeah. Andy?
Oh, well, I auditioned for it and I didn't give it another thought. I didn't know, because back at the beginning for Sister Location, we didn't know what it was for. Scott was so quiet about it all.
Yeah.
That I think some of us didn't even know our character's name. I think Kellen said he didn't know his character's name until the game came out. And the only reason I knew it was a Five Nights at Freddy's game was because I had enough script. Heather and I had about 15, 20 minutes apiece of script in Sister Location. And I had a lot of things about Fazbear's Pizza, due to the unfortunate closing of Fazbear's Pizza, that line and all that. And so, but I still didn't know what FNAF was.
Yeah.
But I made the mistake of reading some of that in front of my middle school students because I was a teacher at the time, and one of them said, "Oh, that's a Five Nights at Freddy's game," and I was like, "Oh, well, I know enough to shut up now." And so I told Scott that I had read it, and he says, "Okay, well, you could tell people you're in the new FNAF game. You can't tell them what your role is or anything like that."
Mm-hmm.
And so that was cool. That went over a summer, so I got to tell my 7th graders that year and the next year that I was in the upcoming game, and so everybody was excited about it. But so I wasn't particularly overly excited about the role because I just didn't know what a big deal it was. But now every time there's a new game, I'm like, yes, that's what I'm talking about.
About like sister location as well. I said this, back in 2016. It was the first FNAF game to have voice acting in, apart from Scotter's phone guy. We won't count that, sorry Scott. Like official voice acting in a game, and it's crazy to think how it was in 2016 with Sister Location compared to how big of a game Security Breach is, with all the voice acting and stuff. It's pretty crazy to look back at how FNAF was to now, and it's still going strong. It's crazy.
Yeah, and we've evolved into this game that's on all the consoles and is just even the previous one with the virtual reality. People, I mean, it's I don't know that there's many VR games better than that. And it's just as far as using the VR, those guys were brilliant. And it's the same deal with this new one. It's just so good and it looks so good and it just sounds so good, and everybody loves it, man. And it's awesome.
And the crazy depth, like. How do you do it, guys? Like every game, there's clever. It's super clever, super witty, and then also hidden everything everywhere.
Yeah,
like that's why everyone keeps coming back, because it's not just some simple yay. There's so much to it. You can go so deep with it. That's brilliant.
Meticulous attention to detail.
Did you guys play Security Breach, or did you watch people play? Like, did you see any reactions to anything? Watch any Let's Players?
Yeah. I watched your Let's Plays, Daco. I did
it. Yeah. I watched a good bit of your stuff. I've played it a little bit. I bought the last 2 games on my PlayStation, and but I'm old and I'm not real tenacious when it comes to video games like I was when I was 12. So once Montgomery Gator killed me like 3 times, I'm like, I'm not even going to, I'm not going back to that and fighting my way through that all again just to have him kill me. I did make it past it. But then my nephews, oh my gosh, they'll play it all the way to the end. They'll beat that thing. And it's so fun to watch them. They'll come over to the house and, they'll text me, I just beat it, and I'm like, nice, So I spend the money on the game and then I play it for not much. But it's, I've watched your stuff a little bit. It's always fun because you're much more entertaining. At the beginning of this thing, people are like, I can't believe people want to watch someone else play a game. And I'm like, well, we did when we were kids. We would sit there and watch it, but it's so much more fun with somebody like you because you're entertaining and you're bringing us all in. It's not just watching some dude in his living room playing the game. I mean, it's what you do is you do entertaining playthroughs, and that's better than me playing it for sure.
Yeah,
and sucking at it.
There were some hard parts in Security Breach, so don't worry.
Like getting the generators.
Yes,
that was just I wanted to go crazy. But also, I watched a bunch of streamers because I really wanted to see people's reaction to our work. Yeah, it was just fascinating, to see it because it was so huge. It's the biggest thing that I've ever been a part of so far. So yeah, of course I gotta watch how people react to it.
Yeah, awesome. So with that as well, what are your thoughts on the love that these characters have been, given, right? When other people have been playing it or you played it yourself, and all the tweets and all the thoughts about your characters that you voiced. There's just so much love for each character individually as well. Everybody loves Monty, everybody loves Roxanne, Glamrock, Chica, Vanessa, Gregory, Vanny, DreadUnit, right? So what are your thoughts on on that in general? How much love the FNAF fan base has for your characters?
Oh man,
Oh man, yeah.
And like again, all the fan art is just amazing.
Yeah,
they do it in such detail. That's what drives me insane the most. And looking at people that make their own costumes, I mean, they're
Cosplay.
great.
yeah.
Oh my gosh! Have you guys seen the Glamrock Freddy that the guy made? That's out.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! I hope he's watching. Or
Yeah,
she.
so
I
if
don't
you
even know if
want
it's a he or
him-
she or they, but man, world class.
Insane.
I've never
It
seen
is
anything like it.
insane.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
Crazy.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just I like actually how people make a little bit like they fill in the gaps in the story for the animatronic for themselves. They like
Oh, yeah.
make those characters themselves their own. And so I get a lot of questions around like, is Roxanne this or is Roxanne that, or would she do this or would she do that? I'm like, that's up to you to answer. I'm not gonna answer
Yeah,
that. Like
yeah.
that's not, it's part of the charm that you can make that your own. And I think that's one of the big things that why people identify with those characters so much, because
Mhm.
it leaves room to really leaves room for you, right? Not to get
Yeah.
too sappy right now, but it's true.
Yeah.
Cameron, somebody in the chat said there was a Montgomery Gator cosplay at GalaxyCon in Virginia. So if you haven't seen any of your own cosplays, you gotta
Oh yeah, please.
go look at it. I've only seen one hand unit cosplay in 6 years, but and it was spectacular at Kineticon. But man, going back, man, I've seen scrap babies. Oh, I
Mhm.
mean, that are just spectacular. Spectacular. Look at,
On roller skates, like
Oh, yeah.
wiring and everything, like
yeah.
crazy.
Absolutely mind blowing. People and the art that people send you and draw.
Yeah.
You know, people mail the stuff to me, or they'll give it to you at Comic Cons and say, "I brought this for you." You know, and it's just, it's amazing. Somebody brought embroidered sticks of butter that they had in a basket. For the
I
exotic.
was just
Oh.
gonna say somebody's asking for an exotic Butters cosplay, and I want to see that.
Yeah,
Well,
Flamemaker said, "How can you
I
cosplay
did that
him?"
once on a charity stream a long time ago, and it's something that I kind of want to forget. So
Okay,
that
now I
was
really
awesome.
want to see it.
Shut up. I'm
I did.
looking that up. I need to see that.
I
This
did
guy,
legit
okay, this
do
guy,
an
okay,
exotic Butters cosplay. I also remember Andy on our FNAF show.
Yeah.
I remember when I made exotic Butters and I ate it. I like mixed all like dog food and crap with butter and ate
Yeah,
it.
I got
It was
to pick the ingredients. Yeah.
yeah, you got to pick them. Yeah, that was a great memory of mine.
It was awesome. It was
So-
awesome.
Oh my.
So one funny thing about the most recent security breach stuff is apparently there was a big trend on TikTok with the Freddy, you're supposed
Yes.
to lock down, right? I'm a hermit and I like live in the woods, you know. And so anyway, my daughter is 19 and a part of the world. And she was like all over it and she showed it to me and all this stuff. And then because she's 19, she was like, okay, Mom, here's how we got to capitalize on this. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a video and she had all these plans of like how I could like play into it. And I feel so guilty because I wish that I like, you know, was better about like going with it. And
Yeah.
instead I'm like,
Yeah. Nervous. Yeah.
but anyway, so that, yeah, it is very cool to have someone in your life who is into all this stuff, who can like, you know, tell you about it.
Yeah. You can still do it. There's still some time. Did you guys have any favorite line in the characters? Favorite voice line?
Oh my goodness, yes. There's one I love saying rock and roll because he told me to feel like I would say like you're in the '80s. Say it like it's the '80s, and I really like that, and I ran with it. So I just love rock and roll.
Yeah. That was spot on.
Nice.
Amazing.
So you have to say it and then like kick something at the same time.
Probably an amp.
Yeah.
I was trying to think. I don't know if I have favorite lines in Security Breach, but it's all just kind of all the all the games that I'm in, they've just all kind of blended together. So I don't remember. Of course, the greatest lines go back to the first game that you're in, because they're the ones that get iconic and everybody wants you to say. So of course, Exotic Butters is way up there. But my favorite line from that game is still the Eggs Benedict line, because that was the first line where you still weren't sure what this game was all about.
Yeah.
Because there were 5 nights, and 4 of those nights I say something wacky, and Exotic Butters is the last one. You're just going, oh God, what's he going to say this time?
Yeah.
But the first night, when you're still just like, what is this computer doing? Is he going to guide me through this game? Whatever. And, you'd have to input your name on the keypad, and it says, I see what you were trying to type, and I will auto-correct it for you. Thank you for selecting. Or no, one moment. Welcome, Eggs Benedict. And it's like, no. And all of a sudden, okay, this game's going to be funny. And that's the line that ushers you in. And I think that's the favorite of all the games so far still. But every game is just so brilliant. From the Pizzeria Simulator to say things like, needless to say, you're fired. There's a truck waiting for you outside. And it's just all those little things that you just keep. You don't deliver them like they're jokes. You just say them like they're serious. And it's just, I'm trying to look at some security breach lines, because I bet you I do have a favorite. And so much time goes between the recording session and the game nowadays, because there's so much more that goes into making the game. I think I recorded some of Security Breach a year ago, or more.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know. What are your guys' favorite lines?
I mean, for me, it's actually one that didn't make it into the game, but you can still hear it in the game files, and that's the scream that goes, "Ah! Give me back my eyes!" Because I belted it out, like full on, just all out, and it turned out really well. And also, I had to like really triple check it didn't clip the the sound. But yeah, that's one, and the other one is, Freddy, get out of my room. Just no, God, so uncool.
Let's see, I'm looking here.
I think my favorite Chica line is, "Who wants candy?"
Yeah,
the Chica line, because come on, it's great. And then I think my favorite Vanessa line is probably like, "Come on out, you little monster."
Yeah.
Because I've felt that. If you've ever babysat kids before, you've probably felt that.
Yup.
I just got a question in the comments. I was actually going to mention it. Someone wanted me to explain the "you can hide, but you can't hide" line. I have no idea. It tripped me up. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I don't know if it made it in the game either, but you can hide, but you can't hide. So I had to really think about that one.
I think that is in it, yeah.
I think we're trying to say you can. I think it's like you can run, but you can't hide type of thing. I mean, that's the way I'm taking it, I guess.
Yeah. Like a little bit of a joke.
Yeah.
You found one, Andy?
No, most of the games, they have all of your lines listed somewhere on one of the wikis or something, but I don't see the Security Breach ones. So.
That's all right.
Of course, the ones that made it into the trailer are always the fun ones, because that's the ones everybody put your hands together for the one, the only Freddy Fazbear.
Yeah,
those are the announcer, the carnival barker kind of lines now. Whereas hand units evolved from the handheld computer guide to the commercial voice almost of Fazbear Pizza has been kind of fun. And somebody commented the other day, and they're like, "I wish you would go back to his original voice. These are a little too energetic." And I'm like, "It's where we're going with the thing. You get that awesome music in the background, and there's Montgomery Gator, playing his thing, and you're like, well, you gotta bring it."
I've still got some questions, but guys, if you've got any questions in the comments, feel free to ask. And our lovely assistant, Andrew, who's set everything up, has been absolutely amazing. He's probably going to pick some out for us to ask later on. I've got another awesome question for you guys. So we've found your favourite line, but who's your favourite character in Security Breach? It doesn't have to be yours. If you've got a favourite character in the game, or It doesn't have to be Security Breach, just in FNAF in general. Do you have one?
Glamrock Freddy, hands down.
Glamrock Freddy.
Such a lovable bear robot thing.
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 Yeah. Yeah, Glamrock Freddy's awesome.
For me, it would be a Chica.
Chica.
I think I don't know. It's scary and also feel sorry for the character at the same time. You know. It's scary, but I feel sad. You know.
Yeah.
What happened here? What happened?
Yeah.
You know?
I felt that when I was playing too, when I like took Roxy's eyes out and took Chica's beak out and chopped Monty in half and took his claws. You feel bad, genuinely. You feel really bad.
Yeah.
Are you, Heather?
Mine are definitely the daycare attendants, both. Come on.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Loved that.
Did you even do the voice of the daycare attendants as well? Like, holy crap.
Right?
Kellen's got such good range in his like voice. It's crazy. Yeah, I remember him doing like zombie noises as well in something. Like, I don't know how you do that with your throat, Kellen, if you watch it or.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Incredible ability to shred it and just keep on going.
Yeah. In the voice actor community, he and a couple others have become known for the ones who really do creature voices well. I mean, like, I'll talk to other voice actors who don't even know that I'm in Five Nights at Freddy's, and they're like, if you want to learn how to do creature noises, you want to see, D. Bradley Baker or Kellen Goff. And I'm like, wow, Kellen's got that name up there now. I think it was me with the zombies, though. I was in the zombie video game, but Kellen does these alien from outer space guttural, these noises that just, I'm like, how does he do those, man?
Yeah.
It's insane. But my favorite character in Security Breach is Montgomery Gator because he's just so cool.
Yeah.
And I'm from Louisiana, and I like gators a lot. I like them a lot.
That's awesome. My favorite character is... it would either be Monty or Glamrock Freddy. One of those two. It's a really hard one to pick. I really like Monty's character in general. Like there's some cool backstory about him in the game as well. How he's like jealous of the band and stuff because originally he wasn't a part of it and he wants to be, like the leader of the band. So I just like I love his area as well. I love mini golf and stuff like that, and I love his boss fight. I feel like Monty's got the best boss fight in the game. So yeah, but Glamrock Freddy's super nice, and it's hard. I'm just gonna keep them equal for now.
I feel like. I'm sorry.
Yeah, carry on.
I was gonna say, I feel like as far as the characters are concerned, I think Monty's issue is I feel like all the characters feel like they're like in their early to mid 20s, right? I feel like Monty's character is like 67.
Yeah.
And I think he has issues with that. I think that's another reason why he doesn't wear a shirt. I think that's probably why he's just angry all the time. But he feels so much older than all the other characters.
Yeah, he's so angry. So angry all the time, man. But so cool. So it's hard to figure out his character, if that makes sense. Like, why is he so angry, right?
The tight pants, who knows? I don't know.
We've spoke about this earlier, but are you excited to hear about the new Security Breach DLC? It looks like Glamrock Chica, at least, will be back from the poster. You don't have to confirm or anything, don't worry, but it does look like you're all going to be coming back from seeing Glamrock Chica in the background. I'm really hoping you are back, by the way. Like broken down, withered form. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that? It's a hard question to ask. I can't be like, what are your thoughts that you might be coming back in the DLC? So yeah, just what are your thoughts on the DLC in general? Again, you don't have to say anything if you don't want to.
I'm just excited to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see
Same.
what's next in the story, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
How is it that there's always somewhere to go with it? You know what I mean?
I know. I think
There is.
there definitely is. The thing with most of the FNAF games is there's always different endings, so they can always, you know, be like, oh, let's pick this ending as the official ending, and we'll build up on that for the next DLC or the next game, etc. So yeah, I really hope you're all back, by the way, because I do feel like everybody wants to see you back. You know, when you just want to keep getting more of the characters over and over again with different lines and building on your animatronic characters or human characters. So yeah, I hope you're all back, and it's really exciting that it is official that it, you know, it's called Ruin, and it takes place after whatever happened in the first part, where the whole location's like collapsing and it's all withered. So all your characters hopefully are going to be all like rotten and broken. So you know how you saw like all the underground part of the mall. You know, we're going to see that more with the DLC by the looks of things. So we're going to see not the happy side of the location. It's just all going to be a complete mess and disaster. And you guys have been abandoned in there. So excited. So excited. Okay, next question. How did you figure out a voice for your characters? Did you like see the image of the character and think, okay, this voice might suit it, or this voice might suit it? Was it complicated to figure it out, or?
Well, for me, they pretty much just told me, so I guess it was kind of easy.
Okay.
But they wanted me to base it off of, and I'm gonna butcher this name, but Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy. Is that his name?
Oh,
the guy
yeah, the blue guy with the
blue guy.
The blue guy.
Played by Michael Rooker, yeah.
Yeah, Michael Rooker, yeah.
So they're like kind of based it around that, you know. So
Cool.
I guess that was easy.
Well, I didn't get a picture. I think early on, do they give you pictures now? Did you guys see pictures of your characters ahead of time? Really?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, back in the sister location, there was no. Again, he did. I don't think he even wanted us to know we were in Five Nights at Freddy's if we didn't have to know. And but you get in the voiceover world, we call that specs. You get the specs of the character, the specifications. Here's what we want this to be like. And in the specs for Hand Unit, he said he wanted it to be kind of like HAL 2000 from that famous science fiction movie. So just a normal computer voice that talks gently and smoothly. But I did like 3 takes, and one of them was much more robotic. It was more like, you know, it seems you had some trouble with the keypad, you know, and
yeah.
So, you know, because as you want to give the client options in our business, because the more options you can give them, often even if they didn't like your first one, they think, well, this person's a good voice actor. Maybe I'll hire them just because I like the idea of being able to get more out of them in the session. And so that's what I did. It was just based really on HAL 9000. Somebody said in the comments, HAL 9000 actually, LOL. I don't know why I said HAL 2000. In my life, lots of things have been called something 2000 because, you know, that was 2000 was the future, man. What are things going to be like in the year 2000? And here we are. Here we are in 2022. That was my answer. Anybody else?
Question. I'm thank you for putting that back, Andrew. For me, Chica. I mean, look at her. Come on. And she does something. She's got Mazer size, which in the 80s, kids, there used to be something called Jazzercise. And they all wore leggings, and they were all very much like, all right, ladies, because it was very geared to ladies.
Yeah.
And it was very like, you know, dance with me. And that,
yeah.
With like the faux thong like print on the leotard. Yeah.
Underneath. Yeah. So I feel like the 80s did the work for me. Thank you, please.
Cool. I guess I'm next.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that's left. No, for Roxanne, it like because I got to see the picture and sort of got a little bit of a synopsis. I came in really late, actually. Like I recorded all my lines just sort of less than 6 months before it came out. We did it like every few weeks, so it was coming up really close to the deadline actually, and we were finishing up. So I guess maybe I got more info than most, but I still kind of am, but I was super in the heavy metal community growing up. Like that was my jam. I was even a roadie for a while. And so got to meet a bunch of amazing female and male vocalists. And a lot of them were just pitched a little lower when they speak. It's actually kind of like, I pitched her a little bit lower than my normal voice and kind of thought a little bit about that they would have had that little bit of a strain and stuff like that. That a lot of detail that's lost, to be honest, when you add the sort of modulation over it. But that was kind of where I was at, thinking like rock star, professional musician. Let's go with that. I did not expect the really melodramatic crying to work so well. Because I was literally going, but it was amazing. And then for Gregory, I actually went back and like watched animations, like Ben 10 was one, a bunch of other ones, just to get my ear sort of trained to some of those usual male, like young boy voices and how they did it, and some certain idiosyncrasies, and listen to some of my younger relatives talk like on the phone and stuff like that. I just try to get that in my ear, because it's not about having a squeaky voice, it's about getting the cadence of the way you say things and a certain attitude to a certain word that makes it more childlike. And then for Vanny, because it was really sort of a last minute pivot, I was like, oh my, I don't have a lot of time to work this out at all. So I was trying to figure out, well, what's creepy, and she's kind of that kind of creepy cute, right, bunny with a knife thing. So I kind of went this soft, like, you know, are you having fun yet kind of thing, or like what can sound really just sort of under your skin kind of creepy. That's kind of how I found those voices.
Awesome. Okay, so if you could voice another character in Security Breach, who would you want to be?
Dream world or realistically? Like ability? Or like...
That's up to you.
Okay.
I'll leave that to you.
For me, I think Gregory.
Mm-hmm.
I think just because my voice is so deep on that character, I just think it'd be funny. That's all.
Maybe an older Gregory or something.
Yeah, Gregory had a beard too. That would be great.
That's right.
Yeah, like he goes back to the mall like 20 years later or something.
I'd want to be phone guy in the first game.
Oh damn! Okay.
I don't want to be phone guy in the first game because it's just it's iconic.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. I think I would like to be Montgomery Gator because, again, he's so stinking cool.
Yeah.
He's amazing. I would probably try to give him a Cajun accent and lose the audition.
We've got it. We've got to hear it now, Andy.
And he's
give me a Montgomery Gator line. What can I say?
Come on out.
Come on out now. Come on out. You can't be hiding up in there.
Give me a party time, Andy. Give me a party time.
Party time. That's what I'm talking about.
There we go.
Oh God. Well, we'll be doing something fun like that later on, by the way. Just a warning.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
I think I would choose Freddy because it made my heart extremely happy that in this game he's the good guy. Like his arc and his lines and his like, I don't know. Yeah. I just really loved it. Did I cry? Yes. I did. Because it's he's really moving, and he is he is FNAF. And so the idea that they brought it full circle and had him be the hero, that was as it should be. Like that.
Hard agree.
Well, Lewis, who would you like to voice in the game if you were a voice actor in a dream world?
Monty.
Let's hear it.
Sorry, I was reading a comment. Sorry. What was that?
No, I was saying I'd love to voice Monty.
Oh,
that would be my pick.
Let's hear it.
Give me something to say then.
what does Monty say? Give me you can hide, but you can't hide. Makes sense for us. Do it in a way that
on the spot as well. You can hide, but you can't hide.
Damn it, that was good.
That's pretty good. That's an excellent Southern accent.
Hey!
You guys are gonna have me driving Ubers now. You can take my job.
Nice.
So yeah, that's what we're going to move on to now. By the way, it's called the Teach Me Your Voices game. So yeah, you got to pick one of your characters. We've already done Monty, but we can do it again, or we could just leave it there. So you got to give me a line to say, and teach me into it. Like give me some tips on how to voice your character that you pick. So, who wants to go first?
I'll go first because I really want to hear this. This makes me really happy.
Okay.
Okay. So do I say it and then you try to do it?
Yeah, I'll just copy. Yeah.
Okay. So welcome to Mazercise. Work off the calories while you eat.
Wow. Okay, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I need some helium or something. Okay, right, here we go then. So welcome to Mazercise.
Work off the calories while you eat.
Work off the calories while you eat. Okay. Oh, thank you, Andrew. Okay. Oh, God. When we called out for this one. Oh, no. Okay. Welcome. No, sorry. Right, I've got something that I can use. Hold on.
Has my pitch changed? Do I sound the same?
There we go. Something happened.
Welcome to Miss while you eat.
You're like a little Chica.
Like you were shrinking.
A little baby Chica. That'll do. Okay.
I think your input switched to your built-in.
Oh, did it work? Did my pitch change?
Yeah, I heard it. You sounded like a Chica on my shoulder, Chica.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take a little baby Chica. Okay, who's next?
Someone else go ahead of me. I'm looking for a line. I want to do it. I can't remember it.
I'm sorry, I was answering a text from my child that said, "How are people commenting?" So on YouTube. I don't know the rules here. What are we doing again? Explain it.
Just give me a voice line to say from your character, and I'll try and mimic it as best as I can.
Okay.
Any voice line.
Oh, I'm getting it here. I know the line I want, but DreadUnit lines. Security breach.
This is the thing. Like, as voice actors, we're not off book, right? We don't learn the lines by heart.
No, almost never.
I have to remember.
Yeah, the fans come in and they've got the entire game memorized.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a video with the guy who does We're Number One from Lazy Town.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And he had to read it off a piece of paper, the song. He didn't even know all the words to the song. It's like one of the memeiest meme songs that there's ever been, right? And so let's see. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Ready, Lewis? Here we go.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for visiting, and we hope you enjoyed the show.
Boom.
Okay. Andrew, did you get that? I can't remember it.
Right up on the screen.
He's typing it now.
Oh, thank you. Okay. I can never do hand unit, dread unit. It's a really unique voice you've got, Andy. So here we go. Oh God! Do you guys ever do like voice lines and laugh and stuff and stall?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not just me then. Okay. Lady, oh God.
That was good.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for visiting. I can't do your voice. I'm sorry. I'd have to do an announcer myself.
Keep going.
Thank you for visiting, and we hope you enjoyed the show.
That's as good as anybody on the internet. That's
There we go.
yeah.
So good.
That's fantastic. That's amazing.
I want to be a voice actor now.
Yeah, there's a guy on TikTok that's doing a pretty good impression of me right now, and everybody's always tagging me in it. And it's fine. It's good. I think yours was better.
Oh, okay. Sorry, TikTok guy.
He's probably watching this. Sorry, TikTok guy. There's a couple of them, actually, but there's one that's gotten popular lately.
Yeah. Did you find one, Marta?
I did.
Okay.
You know where we're going with this.
Uh-oh.
You know you got to do Gregory.
Oh,
you gotta do it.
Okay.
You got to do it. Because the other ones aren't going to, challenge you enough, and you're so good.
Okay.
So that's the line I chose. That's a crappy Mr. Hippo fridge magnet? Lame.
Oh God. Okay.
And I want to hear the little, the lip, lame. I want to hear the petulance.
Oh God. Okay. My voice will probably crack, by the way, so a warning,
Even better.
everybody. A crappy.
Come on, keep going.
Oh God!
It's a good start.
Crappy Mr. Hippo fridge magnet. Lame.
That's it. That's it.
I sound like One-Time Freddy. Wow.
Oh, good.
Well.
And by the way, what a cool shout out to Mr. Hippo from a previous game. Shout out to Joe Gaudette, who's probably not watching, but one of my favorite characters, Mr. Hippo.
Yeah, Mr. Hippo's awesome.
That's why I picked it. I knew we gotta bring in as many characters as possible.
There you go.
Yeah. Cameron, I'm gonna bring you back.
Ooh, okay.
Should we do rock and roll?
Ooh, yes, let's do rock and roll. You have to do it from the 80s, but you were not alive in the 80s, so I don't know if you can find that.
Okay. I love 80s music, if that helps.
I mean, okay, yeah, we'll give
But I've
you.
got to be there in the moment. I've got to have the memories.
All right. And remember, you have to kick after you say it. You have to
Okay.
kick something.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
It's like a rock and roll.
Okay. And the kick. Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Rock and roll.
Wow. Yeah, there it is. Wow.
Wow.
May I do something real quick? I have a request from Spencer Cruz because I finally want to get a birthday right and on time.
Yeah, of course.
Someone asked if I can please wish my best friend Romero a happy 20th birthday in your Monty voice. I'm gonna. Oh, wow, you are on it.
Wow, that's awesome.
Whew. Happy 20th birthday, Romero.
And the kick.
Kicked his camera.
Top down. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Romero.
Happy birthday. Right.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. So we got some YouTube comments now that have been pinned by Andrew. Thank you. Let's pick the first one. So Denny Ingles. This one's for Marta. What is your favorite aspect of Roxanne's design?
Well, I love that she does this. And I love her hair. Oh my god, her hair is amazing. It's everything. I'm obsessed. So good. In fact, if I didn't need my headshots to look a certain way, I'd probably add a green streak to my hair. Because hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah. What part? Oh, sorry. Claire the Beloved said, what part of the Pizzaplex would you visit if you were Gregory?
Probably Phaser Blast.
Oh, Phaser Blast. Yeah.
Laser tag is my jam. Let's go. Yeah. That'd get probably really competitive as well.
Yeah.
Which I think fits Gregory.
Yeah. Anybody else? Where would you visit in the Pizzaplex if you could pick anywhere?
Same Phaser Blast.
Phaser Blast?
I'm amazing at that. I'm so good. I'm so good.
Mine would definitely be the kids' play area.
Daycare.
Listen, it was so huge. Like, legit, when I was watching, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to go there and, crawl through all the tubes and
the ball pit, yeah.
Ball pit.
I'm 5 inside, so.
Yeah, definitely the ball pit.
Ball pit.
The ball pit is amazing as long as you can suspend any sort of knowledge of germs.
Yeah.
Right. Just forget about that. It's kind of like eating at a fast food restaurant. Just don't think about what's happening in the back.
Yeah.
Just go head first. And
very important point.
Yeah. Don't feel around on the bottom.
Oh no.
Now you ruined it for me.
No, I'm just telling you don't, but it's the rest of it's great. Yeah.
Again, you sound like you speak from experience.
I have 3 kids. I've jumped into mini ball pits.
I would go to Monty's golf. Like, I love mini golf, and the whole scene of Monty's golf with like all the palm trees and everything. It looks freaking awesome. Like, I went to a mini golf Saturday in Edinburgh, Marta, and it was really cool, but nothing compared to the one at the Pizzaplex. Like, it's insane to look at. It's crazy.
They need to build one.
Exactly. Like, again, Scott, if you're watching, maybe make your own Pizzaplex somewhere, or just anything. Just make anything, please.
Are you good at mini golf?
I'm okay. I don't think I'm bad, and I don't think I'm a pro. I'm not Tiger Woods at mini golf.
I feel like you're being modest. You're like, I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I'm fine.
I'm
Just
fine.
Hole in one. That's fine. That's fine. It's all in a day's work. What, you don't get a hole in one?
Well, maybe in the future we can all go mini golfing at a convention or something. One day.
I'm down.
Dude, I'm telling you, on your U.S. tour, we'll schedule it and just go from convention to convention. And it's going to be fantastic. I'm making it happen.
So we need to do mini golf. We need to do laser tag. We need to do a maze.
Yeah.
And
a ball pit.
An escape room.
Yeah.
Escape room.
What do we need? Bowling. Was it Bonnie bowling?
Yeah.
Bowling.
Bonnie Bowl. Yeah. That'd be awesome. And eating pizza. Let's go. We should go to a Chuck E. Cheese or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I went to LA in 2019. I met Kellen at Chuck E. Cheese, which was a funny moment. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
That's awesome.
First time in America, and my first time in an actual like pizza place with animatronics and stuff. Have you guys ever been to a Chuck E. Cheese?
Of course. Yes.
It's been a while.
Since I was a kid, and then took all my kids. I mean, Chuck E. Cheese has been around a while, and the original stuff was creepy. I mean, it's no surprise that was the foundation for the FNAF. Yeah. I mean, that animatronic band with the eyelids that never once it was a week old, the eyelids wouldn't blink together. You know, and they moved like. Yeah. It was, nothing was realistic whatsoever about it, other than a slightly anthropomorphic shape, like a head, 2 arms, 2 legs. That's about all that was realistic. It was creepy stuff. And even after they got rid of all that, the costumed mouse that comes out still is terrifying to most kids. My niece would crawl up in the play area and not come out once Chuck E. Cheese came out.
That's what I was going to ask. I was going to ask, like, how did your kids do? Because my kids, like, when Chucky came out, they were like,
no. All of mine are kind of different. I've got one kid that'll run up and just hug Chuck E. Cheese no matter what, because they've learned that anything in a costume is for hugging. And then others that are like, I don't know.
Right about that.
Yeah. And the older you get, you're kind of like, it's just a kid in a suit.
I remember being a kid going to Chuck E. Cheese, and I know after they would come out and do their song and dance thing, they would just stop. And I remember, just like in this game, I remember just watching, just waiting for them to like start talking to each other. Like, they're gonna come alive. Those things are real.
Yeah.
There was another company back in the 80s too, Showbiz Pizza Place.
Showbiz.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was just as creepy. Different characters. Didn't they have a big purple?
It was a bear, I believe.
I thought they had a big purple blob.
That was in Chuck E. Cheese. You want to bet the big? I forgot his name.
Or something. I don't know.
Is it Munch?
Mr. Munch.
Munch. Yeah, Mr. Munch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Showbiz had a bear. Was it Billy Bob? Billy Bob.
Yes.
You guys
Billy Bob was.
How do you know all this? That's amazing.
It's not like I've done FNAF for 7 years.
That's true. The Rockafire Explosion was the name of the band.
Yeah, Rockafire Explosion. They had a gorilla as well. Remember there being a gorilla? They had like this really creepy like rat, like it was like a cheerleader. Had like green pom-poms or something.
Yes, I see the bear.
They had some really creepy, like the old animatronics are terrifying compared to, even the FNAF ones haven't gone that terrifying compared to like the old vintage Chuck E. Cheese show. Yeah, the real ones. Like, how the real ones have got like those rubber masks and like the long snouts and stuff. Nothing. Like, I'm still waiting on like a FNAF game like based around those designs in the future. We'll see.
Creepy.
Very creepy.
The Rockafire Explosion. Man, you've brought me back down memory lane here.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
We've never had anything like that in the UK. Like, we've had like theme park animatronics and stuff like that, but we've never had like a pizza place with animatronics. Like,
nobody in the UK goes anywhere. You guys think 60 miles is a long way to go. We would drive 60 miles to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, we're pretty boring. We're pretty boring over here.
You just blew my mind with that, for real. Because the idea of Chuck E. Cheese is such an iconic American thing that you forget. I don't know. I feel like Chuck E. Cheese like defines so much of who we are.
Yeah,
where a kid can be a kid.
Yeah, I mean,
like that.
Without Chuck E. Cheese and stuff, I don't think there would ever be a FNAF game. 100%.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, definitely in Scott.
I mean,
definitely nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, like, there was nothing of the sort. Like, at all. I was born in Yugoslavia, so still technically a communist country. Then everything fell apart. So we had like we were much more bare necessities at the time than animatronics. So like because I was lucky enough to travel a lot as a kid, it was like when you come across that kind of stuff, it was like, it's a whole new approach to, like, for me, it was like such a novel approach to a restaurant.
Yeah.
So, sorry. So
right.
This means probably like most of the world. Sorry, this is just blowing my mind. Most of the world, when you see this game, you have no concept outside of the game of what this.
That something like that existed.
No, it's not like that. It's more that it's ever present. Like American media and like cartoons and movies like reference that so much that you will have come across it before you would see it on TV or in a movie or something like that. American shows and movies and cartoons are all over the world. So it's not like I never came across it, but it's more like seeing it in real life. It was like, okay, I get it now.
I get it. It's like Walmart. I had people in Honduras ask me about Walmart. They knew all about Walmart, but they didn't have a Walmart. Well, on the island of Rotan, there's no Walmart. I think there may be in the mainland, but interesting. That's you didn't even think of that.
Yeah. I don't think I heard of Chuck E. Cheese before FNAF,
Really?
No. Because we don't have that. We don't have anything like that here.
I think we need to bring it over. I think we need to get in Andy's RV, take it to the UK, we all dress up, and we'll just like hit neighborhoods. Just jump around and bring it. Yeah.
I don't know if I can get the RV to the UK from here.
Just ship it. Ship it. It's fine.
Yeah.
You ship
That's what
anything.
we'll do. Maybe we just rent one when we get there.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
He's a
Do they
genius.
have RVs there? Isn't it only like 2 hours across the whole country? No, I'm kidding. I know it's
No,
No,
bigger
that's
than
my
that.
country.
I know it's
Legit.
bigger than
I this is probably nothing to you, Andy, but I drove to Scotland on Friday. It took me 8 hours. Is that long?
that. That's about how long I'll go on a vacation.
Okay. But
At least once or twice a
like,
year.
For like British people, we think that's really long. Like I was stuck in traffic and everything.
Yeah.
Like twice this year, I've gone to Nashville and back, and that's about 10 or 12 hours from here.
Damn.
Okay, so here's just the other extreme. I'm from a country that has a grand total of 2 million people. Okay, you can drive across the longer side in about 2.5 hours, like the longest
Wow.
side. So whenever, like, because I live in London, you know, if anywhere you get to, it's like, oh my God, that's less than an hour. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
so close, so close. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna go there. When I go home, it's like people go, oh, that's like 20 minutes, like actually
Yeah.
20 minutes. I'm not gonna go all the way there. I'm like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
I
live
will
in.
walk there.
There are 20,000 people in the town that I live in right now, and we have a river, which is not even a river but a lake. But there are 3 bridges in town that cross that, and people will say, "I don't want to have to cross the river. I don't want to have to go all the way to the other side of town." I'm like, from in the busiest of traffic, from one end of this town to the other, crossing the river might be 15 minutes, maybe. And it's hilarious because, yeah, I lived in a town of 1 million people. It was easily an hour from one end to the other. You know, just, and of course the people in LA, they're listening to all of this going, I drove 30 miles and it took me 2 hours. You know, and I'm just,
Yeah, exactly.
they live in ridiculous conditions there.
I never have to leave my neighborhood. The store, everything is on my block, so I mean, it's kind of sad, really. I just walk. I don't even own a car, so I don't need one.
Yeah,
I mean-
Chicago is like that. Yeah.
I
I-
mean, same here. Like,
Wow.
I live in a state that you could drive for 10 hours and
Yes, you do.
see state. You can't get out of the state.
Where are you again, Heather?
I'm in Alaska.
Oh, I was just there a couple of weeks ago for the first time ever.
Wait,
Yes, I was in Hope, Alaska.
you were in Hope. I love Hope. That's like an hour away, isn't it? So beautiful. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done.
I want to go.
I really want to go. Always
yeah.
wanted to go.
Right.
Okay, but for real, if you guys come, you have to text me. You have to, because I will tour guide you like the real deal.
Oh, it was great.
Alaskans are-
So it's a 5-day drive from here to Washington State, and another 5-day drive from Washington State to Alaska. So I would very much like to do that in the RV, but the driving, the fuel, oh my goodness, it's so bad.
Is there a
Fly.
Chuck E. Cheese? Is there a
I'm
Chuck
gonna
E.
fly there.
Okay, back to
fly
FNAF.
there, yeah. Is there a Chuck E. Cheese in Alaska? That's the real question.
There's a Chuck E. Cheese in my town, and let me tell you right now, it is. I feel like still in the condition that it was built in. Like
In the 80s.
they've done any upgrades ever. I don't take my children there because but we have one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like
It
saying
looks,
animatronic moose. You know,
it looks like it's the only.
Animatronic moose.
It's the only one in Alaska.
good character.
That might be true.
Yeah. it
Okay, so
is.
that's the plan then. We're going to Alaska, hang out, and eat pizza at Chuck E. Cheese in the 40-year-old location.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, all right, I'll ask some, a couple of more questions and then we'll say goodbye. Yeah, I know it's been an hour and 25 already.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Time
I know
flies.
it's crazy, right? Do you guys have a favourite memory of the game or when you've met a fan, anything like that?
I never met a fan in person, but there was one person that did help me out a lot. I think his TikTok name is Kids Bought Pizza or something like that. I don't know if you guys know when the game first came out, they gave everyone the credit except for me. I guess there's a bunch of Cameron Millers out there. They all, and so they all get the credit. Well, some fan was just awesome enough to make some video that let everyone know it was actually me. And from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciated him doing that. And if you're listening, I love you, man. Kids Bought Pizza. I love you. Thank you.
Aw.
Anyone else?
So the question was what or meeting a fan?
Yeah, I think it was best memory if you've met a
Favorite
fan at a
interaction.
convention. Yeah, interaction with a fan.
For me, it was I think the first time I was spotted in the wild, which is I was doing a movie up in the Highlands, so I was in Aberdeen that day, just that like a 1 day off kind of thing, and I was in Cafe Nero in the city center, and a couple of younger girls were like, "Oh my God, is it her? Is it her?" I'm just there like, "Is it? Are you thinking I am who I am?" And they were like, "Oh my God!" It was just so lovely. It was just so unexpected. You don't walk around thinking that person's gonna know who I am. Like, so it was just it was wild and amazing. And ladies, if you're watching, it was amazing to meet you. Thank you.
That's cool. I've met a lot at the conventions, and so many of them are so memorable and they're so fun. And so many people have emotional stories about FNAF, having hard times in their life, and FNAF was the thing that got them through. And then you meet a lot of special people. You meet a lot of special people who maybe aren't doing as well out in the real world as they do at conventions, and so those are always memorable and fun. But you expect the convention meetings are always expected. It's the fans that you meet somewhere else. Maybe I'm just at the grocery store, or I'm just out, at a family event and meeting people. And, I've done this long enough that me being a voice actor isn't who I am. I'm just some dude, and voice acting is what I do. And so eventually somebody will say, "Well, what do you do for a living?" I say, "Well, I'm a voice actor." And they go, "Oh, really? What would I've heard you in?" And I say, "Well, I'm in a lot of stuff you've never heard of. I was in a Invesco commercial this year on TV, blah, 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 blah." And then I say, "But probably the most famous thing is the Five Nights at Freddy's video games." And they go, "What? Are you kidding me?" And Tyler, come here. And their son comes over, and, or their daughter or whoever. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, guess what Mr. Andy does?" And they'll like, "No way." And I'll be like, "It seems you had some trouble with the keypad." And they like, the reaction when that happens is priceless. The kids that meet you at the convention know who you are. They're reading your banner. They're not surprised. They're still shocked and stunned. And sometimes they're a little starstruck and, just trembling. But the ones who just had no idea, you just surprised them in the middle of their ordinary day, at school or the library or the grocery store, and they just freak out. That's always, and then they come back. Can we take a picture with you? Of course. So that's the best.
That's really funny to me that's your experience, because okay, maybe it's because so I work from home. It takes a lot for me to actually get dressed, because I work from home in a booth and nobody sees me.
Yeah.
So I wear yoga pants and t-shirts, ratty t-shirts, hair in a bun on top of my head. And so my experience meeting people out in the wild is I have kids. And so at school or something, if they happen to tell a friend or whatever, it's usually like the friend will be like, "What? Is that true?" And here I am, all ratty and it's true. And they are usually like, you don't buy it. And I always feel guilty. I feel like if I need to pick up my kids from school, I need to put on my, I don't know, Gucci sunglasses and have a blowout, and that's never gonna happen. With that. Yeah. So that hasn't been my experience. I always feel really guilty when I meet people in the wild, because I feel like, well,
yeah.
Here it is. Sorry. But meeting people at conventions has been always crazy overwhelming. Like Andy said, just the idea that this means so much to people, that means so much to me and makes me feel hey, we did a good thing, guys.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. How many people get to be a part of something like that?
Yeah.
So I do love that. I would say conventions for me are definitely very much a mind trip, very surreal. where you go into a place where you go from being nobody doing your laundry at home and, oh, I didn't do the dishes last night and I've got to sink dishes. And then you go to a convention and they're like, here's your handlers.
Ladies and gentlemen, Heather Masters.
First convention that I went to when I came home. So it was, Sacramento and people everywhere. And sometimes people cry and you just like, wow. And then the day I flew home, I went to pick my daughter in high school up and met her at her locker. And her friends were like, so did anyone actually want your autograph?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, see, this is real life. There we go.
It is. That's crazy.
Well, I'm about to do my first convention actually on the 13th of August here in London.
Where? London.
London, yeah, the Anime and Gaming Con.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm
I'm in London the 13th as well for a completely different reason. I'm going to see ABBA.
I mean, wait.
Wow.
Not ABBA in the flesh. There's they've set up like this arena in London where they're on screens. It's really
the
interesting.
holograms.
Yeah, the holograms. So,
well, Daka, we need to talk.
Yeah, just let me know because I'll be in London the 13th and 14th of August. That is a Saturday, right? The 13th.
13th is Saturday and then 14th.
Yeah.
Yes, we need to talk. We need to do something.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Come and watch ABBA with me. Roxanne and Dorka watching ABBA together.
I was like,
oh god,
that'd be great.
Yeah,
I gotta add one more thing because I just remembered it. So most of the places I've lived recently, Halloween is fun, but we don't do much. Like the house I live in now, I'm not going to see any trick-or-treaters on Halloween. But I lived in El Paso, Texas, in a very tightly packed neighborhood, and El Paso's got a couple million people when you combine Juarez in the country of Mexico, literally a foot away from El Paso. And the trick-or-treaters were insane, and I had this big inflatable Foxy in my yard that lit up for Halloween. And I got several batches of Five Nights at Freddy's costumes for Halloween. They would come to my door. So what do? Not say anything? Of course I'm going to say anything. I was like, oh my gosh, you're Bonnie and you're Foxy. And they're like, who is this 50-year-old white man who knows the characters from Five Nights at Freddy's, right? And I'm like, oh, you guys aren't going to believe this. I'm a voice actor in the game. And they start freaking out when you do the voice. And they like leave stunned. And then they come back again in another wave of trick-or-treaters and say, can we take a picture with you? It was amazing. I forgot about that, but it's an amazing experience when you meet somebody on Halloween.
Yeah.
Wearing Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. That's really cool.
Talking about conventions then, last question. Do you have any conventions planned in the future?
I was looking at a few this year to maybe finance my RV travels. Maybe I could go for one or the other. And I was supposed to go to Brazil Game Show in Sao Paulo, Brazil this year, which turns out Brazil has two conventions that are bigger than the San Diego one. I'm talking 300,000 tickets sold.
Wow.
These are the biggest Comic Cons in America are not in North America. Anyway, but I had to cancel it. My niece is getting married the same weekend. And I was like, oh, we'd planned that since pre-COVID. And so anyway, I think I got to get back into it. I've reached out to a couple lately and gotten some small invitations. We're trying to figure out. But yeah, I got to get back on it. Anybody else?
Well, I've got the one that I'm doing in a couple of weeks, and then been trying to work on doing some stateside, but the problem is the travel costs. You know, it's just such an immense expense. But hopefully soon, working on it. But yeah, meanwhile, it got streamily.
Yeah.
Oh, great is this? Yes, agreed. This is amazing. I definitely don't get out to very many conventions. I live basically in another country, even though I'm States. It's a lot, and also I have 3 kids and and whatever. So it's all the stars have to align perfectly for me to be able to sneak away for a convention. But yeah, when this Streamily came along, it was like, no way, this is perfect.
Yeah,
we can all do it.
Yeah, I don't have anything planned. I would love to. It would be great. If anyone has any suggestions on Comic-Cons that I could go to, please let me know. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Am willing to travel. So
I got some suggestions for you. Reach out to me after this, and let me hook you up with at least one that I know of.
Yeah, I'd love to do a panel, right, of you guys and Kellen. I think that's it, right, for Security Breach. You guys and Kellen. I think it is. Sorry if I've missed.
Michaela Moss also doing the tape.
Oh
tape
yeah,
stuff.
Michelle.
Oh yeah.
Michela, sorry.
I'd love to do a panel because I've never done a convention in America either. I'd love to do like this, but like on a panel with an audience. I think that would be really awesome. Like first time meeting as well. So yeah, any conventions who are interested in a convention FNAF show or anything like that, let me know. I'd love to go to America and do a convention for the first time and like interview you guys and stuff. I feel that would be really fun.
love it.
That would be amazing.
I would travel for that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
there you go. Conventions out there. Let me know. But that's it, guys. We're done. Interview's
Awesome.
over.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you everybody for joining. I really do appreciate it. Maybe we'll do this again in the future in real life or on another Streamerly or something. Yeah, I love you guys. I really do appreciate it. Lovely to meet Heather, Andy again, and lovely to finally meet Marta and Cameron as well. It's been an absolute pleasure. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all your hard work on Security Breach as well. Everybody loves your voices and your characters. You did an amazing job. So yeah, hopefully we see you all again in the future in another FNAF game or DLC. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, me, Heather and Andy and Cameron are going to be back in an hour's time. There's a different link in the description, guys, if you want to check it out. We'll be signing our prints that you guys have bought. And we'll just be chatting along, talking. It's like the after party where we just like talk and chill and sign things and just have a nice casual chat about anything. And then Marta's is next
Tuesday. August 2nd.
Yeah. So you can still buy all your prints as well. There's a link in the description for that if you want to still buy them. You've still got time. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. We can say bye now and just wave.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Taco.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.